Lindsay Lohan just finds another one to replace him. Last night, Lindsay showed off her new guy, Saudi producer Mohammed Al-Turki, as Lindsay looked entirely the worse for wear, and I'm sure that she's probably sporting some new bruises this morning.
I am glad. Thank you very much. And I can do that. This person writes, but this happened to Zach as an adult. He went yachting and hooked up with this dude and now is allegedly being blackmailed and abused by him. They also allege that all of Zach's injuries were caused by this man. Kind of like how Lindsay Lohan gets these bruises. It seems like this man beats them up whenever he doesn't get what he wants.
But there's more from another blind item from September of 2013, 5 months later. Quote, Lindsay was seen out yesterday with Mohammed Al-Turki, who last I heard had a plane full of women and Zac Efron at their feet like a panting lapdog. So how did Zach get involved with Mohammed? Well, remember how I said Mohammed is a film producer? Mohammed executive produced 9 films between 2010 and 2014.
Wow, so that's how they get you. Like, if you do me something, I'll give you a film role. And then you'll get fame and money, all of what you want. And what they want is to use these people and also to kind of leverage their fame. To say, hey, I can get you Zac Efron, but it's going to cost you more because he's in all these movies. He's so desired.
And one of those was the fittingly named film that Zac Efron starred in back in 2012 called Ebony Price. Remember this photo at the Ebony Price premiere back when Zac was trying to break out from the Teen Disney branding? You might also remember that it was right around that time, too, that Zac started to have problems that kicked off a series of unfortunate events.
I know you guys have seen those memes of like Zac Efron before and after surgery, and I don't think he's like obsessed with surgery. Maybe he has to go and get this work to go and fix what's been broken. This person said, I still don't buy the jaw story. Tell whatever happened to him. My gut says whatever it is, it's not good. I mean, breaking your jaw, oh, sounds painful. Comment below, has anyone broken their jaw here? And how do you do that? Someone said that a gossip Reddit did a deep dive on Zac Efron's jaw timeline. His story did not match up with dated photos. His jaw was never wired shut long enough for the injury he's claiming, if it was ever wired at all. Let's talk a little bit more about this incident. It wasn't even that long ago, 2022, whenever Zac shattered his jaw while running in his house with socks on. Now, I can totally get what he's going through here. I mean, I run through the house, I wear my socks, and sometimes the floor is so clean, the socks are so cozy, that you do a little slip, you know. But he claims that he passed out, and when he woke up after hitting the corner of the fountain, his chin bone was basically hanging off his face. Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. Zac claims that this injury actually caused his masseter, so this muscle right here on the jaw, to double in size, which could explain why he maybe was surgically enhanced.
What's up, YouTube? Say something. What it is? Hey, baby, what's going on, boy?
I think that he has had some jaw work that looks more like an implant, whether that was metal plates or a jaw implant for aesthetics.
Oh, what's up, y'all? Double tap that like. What's up, y'all? Let's get 1,000 likes up here.
Long-term physical therapy. A strange accident
Double tap that like. To 21 people that sit in here say hi. Don't say that, y'all. Just look.
Supposedly slipped in a puddle of water, and that they had hit his chin on a marble fountain, causing it to shatter and hang off his face.
Ouch.
Hey, you doing what Bigo do over here? Jesus love you too, Shay.
Is currently wired shut, and all because of a
Double tap that like. Double tap that like.
I don't think so. But there have been other injuries that have been explained. And a lot of people allude to the idea that abuse behind the scenes, like as he's part of this yachting.
Thank you, baby.
The story of what actually happened seems.
What's up, Bigo?
Days after it's reported that the high school musical alum was
I just come over here and see what y'all doing. Double tap that like. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment on my last video, and I will answer back.
And it looks like Zac was maybe turning. I don't know what happened. He fell into a pool, and I remember at one point reading like rumors that he had died.
What y'all doing today, YouTube? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? I'm not doing shit to watch this guy. I'm watching YouTube. Oh, YouTube. What's up, y'all?
So he was vacationing
I got more people than goddamn Bigo than I got on YouTube.
A full month into an island vacation when
These motherfuckers on goddamn Bigo don't do shit with
hit
this.
his chest on the bottom, causing him to inhale a bunch of water. Reports say Zac came up from the water dazed, and even
They'll
though
say
friends were
shit.
present, it was 2 on-site security guards that pulled him
I
out
don't say
of the water.
motherfucker.
He
They
was then
stare at
rushed
me
to
and take
hospital
pictures all
conscious
goddamn.
out of an abundance of caution and held overnight. His PR team insisted the only reason he stayed until morning was because the hospital was surrounded by photographers trying to capture the story.
Also, like, where is he diving into the pool? Like, it must be very shallow. Like, not even 3 feet. I'm thinking, like, has.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it, Shane.
Unless he's jumping off a roof.
I thank you for the love, baby girl. Thank you for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Swimming with those friends who I guess didn't help him out of the pool.
Hope to see you again, baby, because that's what we need in the world, love.
That he was swimming alone. In either case,
Hey, y'all go follow Shay. She's spreading love around the
after
world.
his hospitalization, with this mostly thirst trap image, taking people for their concern and essentially
What's
proving
going
that
on?
he was
What's
fit and
going
healthy,
on? Double
saying,
tap
"Happy,
that
healthy,
like.
thanks for the well wishes."
Shout
Subscribe
out
to
to
the
that YouTuber.
channel.
She's done such a great job of timeline. And essentially, after this incident with Lisa, we
I
noticed
appreciate
that
you, girl.
there's a correlation with Zach.
Welcome to
and
Country
this
Comedy,
guy
honey.
who seems to be his handler.
I ain't
So
doing
how
nothing
is
tonight.
Mohammed, like,
Thumbs up that
magically
like,
there
subscribe to
when
the channel,
Zach
leave a
is
comment,
an
or the
injured
last one I'll
kid?
subscribe
It does
back.
seem like there's a
Trying to get
pattern
1,000
here.
likes
And
tonight,
how is
see if
that?
I can
mean,
get that.
I wouldn't want to be around any of these people. I probably hang out with my brother Dylan and Efron all the time because Dylan seems nice.
The correlations between Zach spending time with Mohammed and Zach winding up in the hospital. Like how in 2019, Zach was airlifted to a hospital in Brisbane, Australia, after reportedly suffering a case
Double
of
tap
typhoid
that
on
like.
reality show in Papua New Guinea, ironically
Leave a
called
comment,
Zach
subscribe
Efron,
to the
which is a
channel.
little odd because typhoid is one of the vaccines the CDC recommends for travel
What's
with
going on
severe
with y'all
life
tonight?
typhoid is common. And the timing coincides with this narrative
How
of
y'all
another
beautiful
blind item that
selves
came out
doing
in January
tonight?
2020, only a month after Zach was airlifted.
Let's talk about that blind item. It reads, I told you earlier
Y'all
this
good?
year that the Singali was
Baby.
back in the life of a former Disney star turned A-list, B-list adult actor. Then, a few months later, the actor almost ends up dead, just like the last time they were together, which is why the actor got out in the first
Y'all
place.
gotta be active
It goes back
tonight.
to our guy,
Y'all gotta
Mohammed
active tonight.
Turkey.
What's
Here's
wrong
another
with y'all?
extension
Y'all
of
dead?
this blind item. This past
I
summer, I read
said
about a
that.
foreign producer who seemingly is in control of the lives of several top actors and actresses. We're talking
Said
about
that tonight.
Mohammed Turkey. Oh, don't make me crave a turkey sandwich. For years, he pushed the buttons of this former A-list tweener actor, who's probably A, B-list as an adult, and someone you all know. He has
But,
also used this B-list,
if you
mostly
gonna come
movie
in, double
actors
tap
who
that
seem
like,
only stars in very
subscribe to
long
the channel.
franchises. This summer when I wrote about
Leave a
him, he
comment
was
on
offered
my
out
videos
this
so I
A-list,
know you,
mostly movie
what's in
actress who has a very, very recent movie bomb for his guest
I'm not
debut
live
and
enough for me to
Rose
say
and
something.
Bravo. Now he has another actress he has recruited. Apparently, he discovers
I gotta
some
pump
damaging
some.
information they don't want revealed, then uses it against them to do more things they don't want out. He has the A-list actress so
Shout
under
out to
his
Sloan.
thumb that about 6
That's
weeks
what
ago,
I'm
she spent a weekend with a banker who then approved financing for a project for this
What's up,
Singali.
Bigo?
The new actress he controls is a foreign-born A-list mostly television actress who's been forced to do a lot of yachting to make ends meet.
Double tap
So
that like,
Mohammed is
double
not
tap
just
that
putting
like,
Zac
give a
Efron to
comment,
work,
say
he's
something.
working multiple actresses and running this business, and
He was
I
just
wonder
there.
how much money he's really making. Like, maybe 5 hours with Zach, maybe that costs someone like
No, I saw
$250K, and then like Mohammed keeps 100 of it. I can see that happening.
People think this is referring to the show Rodriguez, and we found photos that corroborate that.
My lips
Well,
back to the
regarding
mall.
6-month transformation
You know
to
I
on Eric
smoke,
from Blood in
I smoke
2023, and how a
everything.
lot of people speculated part of the facial changes were actually from excessive use of HGH.
So, to all the parents out there, wanna know if your kids smoke?
The former Disney actor
Look at
turned
the
A-minus list adult actor / HGH lover is doing the whole back and call thing of his
the
personal
motherfucker thought
syndrome.
to the black, them
But I
niggas
know
smoking.
this all seems very wild and far-fetched. I mean, it makes sense that a young actor could be friends with a young wealthy producer, and it's probably all from there, right?
What's up?
I mean, the part that really captures me is the fact that Zach is getting his ass beat by the homicide.
Them
How
niggas
powerful
smoke,
could
huh?
this producer be? Apparently powerful enough that he just officiated a backyard wedding that
Don't
Elon
let
Musk
them
is
lie to you.
soiree looks like half Golden people and half wax museum replicas of the most famous people on the planet. And because it all comes back to the Singali, remember how Zach attended the Venice Film Festival?
Hey, yo, y'all hear about Zach being a yacht boy? That what that boy name is, Zach? Zach
In my opinion,
something.
Mohammed seems
He got a he got a last name. I just thought about it, but
the movie culture,
that
the
boy over
industry,
here selling
and made a
dick.
name for himself. I mean, to the point where he's not only just doing these things behind the
Yeah.
scenes with the yachting, but also being a farmer. And what's interesting about Michelle Rodriguez is that it seems that she's really close to Mohammed, and at one point they were pushing rumors that she and Zach were dating in 2014. Now, a lot of people were
That
confused
read the
about
whole-
this pairing because both of them have issues with drugs and partying, so it doesn't seem like they will be a good influence on each other.
Ooh,
But at the time,
shit.
they were trying to
This
push
live
the
tickled
narrative
me.
that they were actually helping each other by both being sober and having this past. Which in some cases it makes
Yeah.
sense. If you in rehab, you might be able to pull each
I
other.
said
accountable.
selling
Zach
dick,
was
them
in
niggas
rehab,
left
was struggling with
fast.
alcohol and cocaine. But it seems seems like him and Michelle
But he is.
vacationing with
Zach out here selling dick, nigga, he a yacht boy. Hey, even let me finish my goddamn joke. See how motherfuckers is so sensitive nowadays? Get out your fucking feelings and get a bag, ho.
Zach and Michelle have a mutual healthy influence on each other, and they're a very cute couple. Gianluca is a manufacturing
Damn.
entrepreneur, proclaimed public personality, and has been enjoying horse rides and yacht trips with the stars. Zach actually shared a picture of Gianluca on Instagram, writing to my friend, the real life, most interesting thing.
Everybody's too sensitive. There's too much shit going on in the world to be all uptight, all in your ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's too much shit going on in the world. You know, everybody need to calm down. Everybody need to calm down, smoke some weed, eat, and smoke some more weed. And just say fuck it.
Baby Gianluca is one of the biggest spenders to comment, because if you look online, you'll see so many pictures of Zach partying.
Nigga, pay your bills and stay the fuck out the way. That's how you live.
So successful. What does he have to do with
Pay your bills and stay the fuck out the way. That's all you gotta do. Simple.
The pool, we see them on the yacht, we see them riding horses together. Looking at Gianluca,
They got
who's
me
not
through.
first glance as a gay man, I would say looks a little gay to me. So I can see him maybe going for either Michelle or Zac Efron. But as we were looking through photos of Zac on yachts, there are so many different photos on Instagram. Crazy and hanging out with mysterious men on these boats. And I just don't know what young
I will have to reboot my energy.
wants to be doing with these old guys hanging out and vacationing. I mean, how many
Let me do this right now. I'm gonna have to go hug a tree.
This stance, it's like gay for pay, kind of meets.
Y'all know about that hugging
Zac
a tree
Efron earns a
shit?
big payday while on a luxurious yacht with older men. His net worth has increased by $5 million from other ventures outside of acting.
The actor from A Family Affair joined a group of friends on a yacht off the coast of the neighboring island of Formentera. Zac has been enjoying his time in Europe, even attending the 2024 Paris Olympics.
I mean, his net worth going up that quickly could be a sign. Taking us back to 2014 when Zac was spotted on all these yachts, there was an article saying that Zac was showing off his six-pack as he hangs out on this Ibiza yacht. There were claims that he's drinking again. Zac had just gone out of rehab, so drinking again is not a good sign. A source said that his biggest problem is that he always believes that he has the ability to stop. He'll stop cold for 3 or 4 days when he has to work, and then he's back at it. A source claims that Zac feels like he has it together because he had it together until his breakup with Vanessa Hudgens, and then he was on a downward spiral.
Has a history of stints in rehab.
He's had issues with alcohol as well as cocaine and Molly, so pretty serious stuff.
The problem spiraled out of control back in April, but Zac has since completed his time in rehab. One source connected to the film Neighbors tells TMZ that it was common knowledge that he was struggling with cocaine, and he would also be a no-show for a number of days.
So it seems like Zac really does not discriminate when it comes to all these drugs. He's down with them all.
Why would somebody with multiple stints in rehab vacation in Ibiza? Ibiza is basically the party and drug capital of the world. It's not a place sober addicts tend to go.
Now fast forward a decade in 2024, we saw Zac again back on the yachts. It was Zac Efron, Gerard Butler, and a bunch of women who were partying on a yacht in France at St. Tropez. Oh, who's this guy over here? Is this the guy who's paying the bill? That looks like it. Zac was joined by his longtime friend, actor Gerard Butler. I guess that's Gerard. I'm sorry, Gerard. The amount of photos that we've seen of Zac on yachts, I think, automatically makes him a yacht boy. Because at this rate, I don't know anyone else who's been on more yachts. In that same year, July 2024, we saw Zac Efron on the board of another yacht in St. Tropez. It actually looks like he was leaving with a bunch of designer items. This was at the same time that Vanessa was giving birth to her.
What you ate, Mike?
He needed some retail therapy, had one of the sugar daddies take him out, and by the smiles on Zac's
Oh, we
face,
spread no hate over here.
everything he wanted.
We spread love, huh?
Zac's
Greed
loaded
and
a
money.
big green Bottega Veneta bag onto the boat. It looks like he got a whole new wardrobe, and that's a big bag too.
Well, why you hating? Double tap that like.
And
And subscribe to the damn channel with your hate dad.
Last year he was spotted on another yacht. There's some pictures of him there, and one person writes, "These pics aren't helping the rumors that he's a yacht boy." Blue Period _ writes, "I swam through a bunch of overused gifts to get to this comment. What was that about? It was like a blip rumor that had just vanished." Also, yacht boys are basically internet boys, but on a boat, this would be success. Of course, models and celebs do it when they need money, or maybe movie people make them do it for getting other work.
stinking ass.
Another person added that every time I see Zach in a
What,
vacation
bitch?
setting, I can't help but think that he's young. And it makes me
Would you hate black
more
folks?
sad.
Well, if you hate me too, still subscribe to the motherfucking channel so you can still see my ugly ass every
I
day.
think he's kind of trapped in this world, and they got some blackmail on him. I mean, they've also like beaten him up so many times that I feel like this point he's had a near-death experience.
Bigo.
I would be scared of these people.
They not ready for me.
But so
You're
many
bigger.
of you guys that were
Understand
for
this.
me to talk about
I
this
will
video,
cuss
I decided to do
YouTube
it.
the
So
fuck.
thank you for watching it. If you have any other videos for me, my email is solonona.
These trolls ain't ready for me, YouTube. I mean, Bigo. Bigo. YouTube ain't I have a field day with these goddamn trolls. They better leave me the fuck alone. It's on YouTube for real. You trolls better leave me alone on YouTube. You hear me? I'm not bullshit.
What if I just ran across this joint, man? Hey, tell
Miss Nella should have did. She thinks she can sit on that show and belittle everybody when she is the joke. You can't even pay Cardi B her money. That's why you can't.
In the early 80s,
the last thing is this. Listen, I'm gonna give it to y'all little Wobby better niggas. I love, I like him.
Stacey Lee and I started talking about Garth Brooks and how Garth Brooks, and we did a whole video on Garth Brooks. And she's like, yeah, this is how it started. We go through the whole process, the whole thing. So we go through it.
Shout out to Best of Danny Jones.
One of the things she mentioned, and
Danny Jones podcast. Shout out to him.
Somebody, one of these people, one of Segura's fans, came up with the theory that if you take, that there's a list out there. She says there's supposed to be a list out there where somebody has taken all of Garth Brooks' tour dates, and every tour date lines up with a missing person or an unsolved homicide. Every place he's ever been. Now and I asked her, I said, is there really a list? And she said, no, there's no list. She said, I've looked, Pete looked, like we looked. There's no list. But she said, so I started trying to make the list. And she said, and I did it for whatever, she said, 5 hours, 6 hours, a couple days, whatever it was. She said, and I started coming up with name after name after name. And she said,
What's up, y'all?
Her husband was like, what do you
What's up, Bigo?
like, could you get a hobby that
You already
doesn't
know
cost
this,
us money, that's going to actually pay off?
YouTube.
And so I ended up saying, wow, I said, that is super interesting.
Sometimes
Because,
like,
you know, she started talking about confirmation bias and if let's fit.
So she went looking for missing persons reports that coincided with his tour dates.
Yes.
let me
And
stop
obviously,
listening.
there are. So I said, you know what? Has anybody ever written a book about this? And she said, no. She said, who would? She's like, I don't have the time. She's like, I thought about it. She's like, I don't have the time to do that. And she said, besides the amount of research it would take to do that, she's like, and in the end, she's like, what's going to happen? She's like, I'm not going to prove that he's a serial killer, so what does it matter? And I was like, it's his character, it's fine.
I got these
And
to
she's
say.
like, I don't have that kind of time. She's got like 2 kids
I
and a
got these to
husband.
say.
And I said, you know what? I said,
Smoke weed.
I have.
I got these to
I said,
say.
my buddy Pete's got that kind of time. And Pete's on the spectrum. You get
One
Pete
per
some,
color.
you're going to get some stuff.
One. There's one yellow,
So
one
I
good one.
called Pete. I said, Pete, this is what I'm thinking.
Nobody
We
else
to
will have
look
this
into
happen to you.
this."
And me.
And he said, oh, absolutely, we have to look into it. And so we started doing research. And we hired 2
And
researchers to look up.
it'll have
we broke up the
KKK on
list.
the
First of all,
Ku Klux
just to try and find all of his tour dates.
Yeah.
There's over 1,000 of them. Not to mention Grammys, Billboard Awards, everything. All the places he's lived. He moved here, then he moved here, then he moved here. I mean, from when he grew up in is it Oklahoma? Yeah, in Oklahoma, like at every place. So we're searching, and we only did what we could find online, right? Like we're not sending people, flying people off to Oklahoma and running the records. We're doing what we can.
Yeah.
And very quickly, we came up with about 100.
It's a cigar, y'all. I got some. I got candy. Get that bitch up. Bad. Talking about my dog. Dog bad. Let me see if it's even charged. Let's see if it's even charged. No. Oh, I'm not doing that. We was. No, no. Wait a minute.
So why did you rob me though? What I did to you rob? Okay, you know rob me. Because rob me like take it.
A few recent tragedies seem to be.
Kodak Black is one of the most popular and successful hip-hop artists of the last decade, and it's not even close. He has sold millions of records, has a #1 album, and several top 10 Billboard hits. Kodak Black is also one of the most openly